As President Trump continues to threaten workers here in Ontario with tariffs, economic uncertainty, our government is delivering on our plan to protect Ontario. And I can tell you, folks, we don't have to take a backseat to anyone. We sure the heck don't have to take a backseat to President Trump. It's a plan to build a provincial economy that is more competitive, more resilient, and more self-reliant, so we can stand up to tariffs, economic uncertainty, and anything else that comes our way. Which brings us here today, where I'm thrilled to announce our government is supporting an investment of $85 million from Macilly to expand their operations here in Brantford. Thank you. We appreciate it. This investment will see the company open a new state-of-the-art facility to produce cans for food packaging, creating 50 new good-paying manufacturing jobs and protecting 228 existing jobs as Macilly diversifies their operations and strengthen Ontario's world-class food packaging industry. Our government is pleased to support this expansion with a $5 million investment through our Ontario Together Trade Fund, which is part of our nearly $30 billion tariff relief plan.
The Macilly Group believes in the strength of Canadian manufacturing and the strength of metal food packaging. Over the past 30 years, our team here in Brantford has worked tirelessly to provide world-class metal packaging across North America. Today, with the support of the Ontario government, we're investing in a more resilient and self-reliant food supply chain in Canada. This project is a major milestone for our company and for the Canadian agri-food industry. It is a made-in-Canada solution. We're using high-quality Canadian steel to make packaging for high-quality Canadian agricultural products. This ensures the food on Canadian grocery shelves is supported by Canadian industry from start to finish. We're also looking to the future of our planet. Metal packaging is infinitely recyclable, making it the most sustainable way to preserve food and reduce waste. By manufacturing locally with Canadian steel, we reduce the carbon footprint associated with moving material and transporting empty packaging across long distances. This is a win for the environment, it's a win for the economy, and most importantly, it's a win for the Canadian consumer. In Ontario, we grow the food that feeds the country. Now, we're ensuring that we have the world-class materials to package it right here at home.
Today's announcement is a testament to what can be achieved when industry and local leadership come together with a shared ambition for growth, resilience, and success.
The region of Waterloo is reminding parents to make sure that their children's vaccination records are up to date and reported to public health.
We wanted to make sure that parents knew that we are enforcing the annual ISPA requirements, and it was to highlight what is required and the change in the sequence that happened this year, where secondary school students were notified first, and then it will be followed with the elementary school students.
This year, secondary students must have their records submitted by April 6th, while elementary school students will be given additional time with a May 4th deadline.
We find that is the biggest cohort that is missing the records. And also, there are a lot more vaccines up to age 6. So if it allows them the opportunity to get those, given that there's intervals that are needed between some of the vaccines. So it's just supporting families to ensure they're protected.
The Immunization of School Pupils Act requires that all elementary and secondary school students must have proof of vaccination for a list of 9 diseases, or have a valid exemption filed through public health.
These are all vaccine preventable diseases, and they can have quite an impact on the children and vulnerable populations, and just having that immunity across the whole population helps us. We are seeing some of these emerge or re-emerge, I would say, like we saw last year, the measles. Measles, there were a lot more cases, and having that high vaccine uptake helped us not have so much impact with these schools where we had to, shut schools down and other things just to protect the population.
Even if a child has already been vaccinated, parents must remember to submit the records before the April and May deadlines in order to avoid suspension. Information on how to submit records can be found at regionofwaterloo.ca/vaccines.
There has been plenty of weather alerts as of lately, and as you know, our weather alert system is color-coded. Last year, Environment and Climate Change Canada revised its weather warning system across the country. The changes align with recommendations from the World Meteorological Association. There are 3 types of alert colors and symbols in this system. The colors tell you what risk the weather is to you. Every type of alert, whether it's a warning, an advisory, or a watch, now has a color when it's issued. The colors move from yellow to orange to red as the potential risk increases. Let's break it down. Yellow. Hazardous weather may cause damage, disruption, or health impacts. Impacts are moderate, localized, and short-term. Yellow alerts are the most common. Orange. Severe weather is likely to cause significant damage, disruption, or health impacts. The impacts are major, widespread, and may last a few days. Orange alerts are uncommon. Red, very dangerous and possibly life-threatening weather will cause extreme damage and disruption. The impacts are extensive, widespread, and prolonged. Red alerts are rare. Did you know that the same weather can have a different impact depending on timing, location, and population? That's why the weather alerts have a color, so you can see the level of impact in your area and you can plan accordingly before heading out.
Here's an interesting, she scores! It's Stevens, he rips one!
While the Guelph Storm are scoring goals on the ice, the Canadian Mental Health Association is helping the players off the ice with the Talk Today program.
So we introduced a program 10 years ago called Talk Today, and it's all about trying to make sure that players have not only the hockey tools that they need, but the mental health tools in order to manage the stress and pressures appropriately and in a healthy way.
While players get help from CMHA, they also give back to the community.
We think about these young players, right? Many of them are away from home for the first time. They're in this incredibly intense situation where they have to be high performing all the time and also do schooling. They go out into the community and talk about mental health with young people. They come into our youth wellness hubs, for example, and they go into schools, and it's all about really sending a message about how important mental health is. It's one thing for me to talk about mental health, but when you're a young person and you idolize a Storm player, for them to come into your classroom or into your neighborhood, it's so impactful. But we want Storm players to take care of themselves as well as take those messages out to the community.
While going to an OHL game may help people deal with life stresses, this Talk Today event may help people take an extra step in finding what they need.
Our community is struggling. It's not an easy time. For the message to be shared by Storm in this kind of environment, it's often an audience that we can't reach. They may not call us, they may not come to our front door, they may be quietly suffering, but they're going to show up to a hockey game. And they're going to be able to hear that message and maybe plant a little bit of a seed, or we'll put a phone number out there, we'll put our information out there, and you never know what it might be able to do, either for that person or somebody that they love that they're worried about. So we're so grateful that you're helping us with that reach.
Absolutely, I love it.
The Brantford Business Trade Show was happening at a Best Western location in Brantford on 19 Holiday Drive.
This is a great event to network with other businesses and nonprofits in the community, not only with other vendors that are here, but other attendees. And it's a great way to kick off the new year, getting your business out there, having people meet you in person, putting a face to the name, and networking and building relationships.
The Brantford Business Trade Show is an annual free networking event for local businesses and entrepreneurs. The event provides a space to connect to fellow businesses and build momentum for the services provided.
Yeah, for me, I started my own business last year. It's just a great way to get out in the community, meet other local business owners, and really just put yourself out there to be able to support everyone else that has their own business and it's just starting out, right? So just excited to be a part of it and excited to be here.
The next event is scheduled to happen at the same venue at the Best Western Hotel for the Women in Business Expo on March 8th.
The city of Brantford and the county of Brant are rich in sports history. The Brantford and Area Sports Hall of Recognition was the perfect backdrop for an announcement from Ontario's Minister of Sport.
The Honourable Neil Lumsden, Ontario's Minister of Sport. I'm proud to announce that Brantford will host the 2027 Ontario Parasport Games. This is the province's largest multi-sport event for para-athletes. And next year, Brantford will welcome more than 400 athletes from across Ontario, including coaches and staff, to compete in a variety of sports, such as wheelchair basketball, goalball, para-ice hockey, and many more.
The province is investing $200,000 towards the Games.
The real reason why we're the tournament capital of Ontario are the people of Brantford and the willingness of the great army of volunteers in our community that will step forward and help make this one of the most successful games.
Lumsden says the Games will help drive the economy.
And you do that through tournaments, you do that through events, you do that through inviting the rest of Canada and the world, quite frankly, to come to Ontario to be the host and the home of their event. And it makes a big difference in communities, and it makes a big difference as a bit of a ripple effect outside the existing community. So it's something we focus in on. We want to build on it. It's one of the things that we can do alongside of communities having the opportunity through that Sport and Recreation Fund to build around sport and recreation, which again is an invitation to do more within the communities of Ontario, and that's all a good thing.
It gives your community exposure that it would not otherwise have. Team morale, team spirit, city spirit, the economic impact, and giving the city a sense of pride and accomplishment, which, from what I can see and how it impacts our community, that you can't put a price on that.
Games will be held at the Wayne Gretzky Centre and various other locations in Brantford from February 19th to the 21st in 2027.
Rangers and Attack 90s night at the Odd. Let's look at the highlights. 90s music style. Owen Sound would get on the board first, call it a bit of a monkey wrench for the Rangers as Cole Zarowski picks up his 18th, but the Rangers would answer back on the power play. Dylan Edwards says, I want it that way, and he gets a power play goal, his 25th of the year. No scoring in the second period. We would go directly to the third period, and Luca Romano gets a short-handed break here, and just like that, whoop, there it is. Tag team classic. Luca Romano's 10th of the year. Rangers up 2-1. Jack Pridham would get his 30th. Oops, I did it again, says Pridham. 30 on the year. Rangers up 3-1. And then Hayden Ellis, the Buffalo, New York native, gets his 5th of the year and a great shot right here. Look at the celebration. Call it a Buffalo stance. That's right. Nina Cherry from the 90s. Alexander Bilecki picks up his 7th goal of the year and a great shot. You see the shot right there. 5 goals, Mambo number 5. Lou Bega. That's Alexander Bilecki's 7th of the year. Who is going to get the Rangers' 6th goal? There's a question. Would they even get the 6th goal? Yes, they would. Who's it going to be? Tanner Lamb says it's going to be May. Tanner Lamb gets his 14th of the year. The Owen Sound Attack would tack one more on for a 6-2 final, but the Rangers get 2 points, and as Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock said, it takes 2 to make a thing go right.